first story is, Oops, did I drop those drinks? How silly of me. This story isn't mine, but my mom's. When I first started working in the service industry, she told me this story from when she was a waitress. I don't know when this happened, at a guess about 30 to 40 years ago. Another waitress had spoken to my mom and asked if she could cover her table because one of the men kept touching her when she went over. My mom ended up serving the drinks to that table and stood by the guy. As predicted, the guy grabbed my mom and in shock, she dropped the drinks and said, "I'm so sorry, sir. I was so shocked when you grabbed my butt that I lost balance." His wife started apologizing to my mom and screaming at him. Needless to say, he was very embarrassed. And this next r/entitled parent story is, EM tries to steal my bike. Around 2 years ago, I had just gotten a brand new mountain bike for my birthday. It was a really big surprise since we don't have that much money. The first mountain bike I got, I had to pay for myself, and it was a very used bike that I got for cheap from a friend. Anyway, my dad was able to get this bike for me, and I was super excited. Me and my dad put it together the night of my birthday, and I couldn't sleep that night because I couldn't wait to go and ride it in the morning. There is a bike park very close to my house, and it can get pretty crowded, so I woke up at the crack of dawn so I could ride the trails without anyone getting in the way for a bit. I was at the riding almost all day, 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., so as you can imagine, I was pretty exhausted. My encounter with an EM in the wild happened as I was leaving. The exit out of the bike park is right next to a small pump track which is for little kids, and there even is a sign that says for 8 and under. As I was passing, I see a lady messing with small bike and a 10 to 13-year-old kid sitting next to her with some scrapes on his knees. It looked like she was having trouble with the bike since she pushed it over in frustration. I decided to go see if she needed any help fixing the bike. Here's our dialogue. M: Do you need any help? EM: Yes, my son crashed and now the pedals won't spin. Me being a kind person proceeded to check the bike out, and this was an old bike. All of the paint was peeling off and the chain was almost rusty. I reattached the chain to the chain rings up front and began spinning the pedals. It began to shift gears all over the place, and I realized the back derailleur was bent. M: Sorry, the derailleur is bent. It's going to be pretty hard to ride anymore. EM: Well, can you fix it? Rather rudely. M: No, I don't have my bike tools on me right now. EM: Why does that matter? M: Because I can't fix it without my tools. EM: My son isn't done riding yet. Me walking away because I did everything I could for her and wanted to go home. EM: Where are you going? M: Home. EM: My son isn't done riding yet. M: Okay, I don't know how to help you with that. EM: Let him ride your bike. M: What? EM: It will just be one lap around the track. Me very calmly: First of all, you guys aren't even supposed to ride in here. And second, this is my bike and I don't want your kid riding it. EM: He really wanted to ride his bike here and now you are ruining his day. M: Well, he shouldn't have crashed then. EM: How dare you? She actually said that. K: Mom, let's just... EM: Shut it. You are riding that bike. M: No, he's not. This bike is brand new and I don't want him crashing on it. Plus, he's way too small for this bike. His feet won't reach the pedals. EM: If it's brand new, then you aren't very attached to it then. WTF. The kid had his head down and looked like this had happened to him before. I honestly felt pretty bad for him. Then this happened. I was fed up with her and didn't want to snap, so I turned around to walk away and she grabs the handlebars of my bike and tries to yank it from me. I pull back and she makes a big show of falling onto the ground, screaming and arms flailing. The funny thing is, she fell backwards when I pulled forwards. She then proceeded to scream. EM: He's stealing my son's bike. M: What? No, I'm not, idiot. I did not call her an idiot. Two older guys, by older I mean 24 as I was only 15, heard her scream and rode over to see what was going on. I turn around and look at the EM as she has this smug grin on her face. I really wanted to punch her. The great thing was, I rode with these guys a lot throughout the day and they were very nice. They had seen me riding it almost all day. EM: He grabbed the bike from my precious son and tried to ride off with it. G1: No, he didn't. He's been riding with us all day. EM, no, he stole it from me. G2, your son can't even ride this bike. It's way too big. EM, stop harassing me. G2, whoa, you're the one harassing us. EM, I'm calling the police because you are harassing me. G1, okay, go ahead and do that. In the meantime, we're gonna leave. The two guys then rode with me to the exit and I thanked them. Luckily, I never saw the lady again. And this next r/PettyRevenge story is mother and daughter don't follow social distancing rules, ends up regretting it. I'm at my pharmacy getting some meds and the line's pretty long. Due to social distancing, we're wrapped into the aisle. Here I am just trying my hardest to stay out of the aisle, but also be socially distant when two people walk up behind me and stand really close. No problem. I inch forward. They're still standing close. Now it's important to note that I'm a fairly non-confrontational person, so I didn't want to speak up and say something. I'm just standing there hoping they read my mind or something. I don't know. They aren't moving any direction at all. I'm getting a little annoyed when all of a sudden, I fart. And again. This time, I'm really embarrassed and say, "Excuse me." I notice they're further back. Then another one slips out. This time, it happened as I turned and apologized directly to them, looking them dead in the eye. They were 6 feet away by then. And this next r/Entitled Parents story is Entitled Mother Tries to Steal My Shower. So, some context. I'm not at home, I'm actually at a campground. I was going to take a shower because I got sweaty while hiking. Who doesn't? Anyway, I found the last open shower. I was about to get undressed for my shower when I hear a knock at the door. "Who is it?" I ask. I heard the response, "Can you hurry up? My darling NK needs his shower before he goes to bed." I told her, "Ma'am, I was just about to start. You can look for another shower if you want." Kinda a-holish in retrospect. But there are no bathrooms left. You can go after my darling NK, and I won't take no for an answer." Jeez, this lady is persistent. I heard a tinier voice. "EM, it's fine. I can go after him." "No, gentlemen are supposed to let ladies go first always. You should get out of there, B." I just ignored her after that. Little did I know, I forgot to lock the door. This lady just walked in like nobody's business, and even worse, her kid came pre-naked. I shielded my eyes and yelled, "Get out." She ran out of the shower and finally let me be. I don't know why she thought she could go in anyway, or why anyone would undress their kid in their RV and trailer and let them run around naked, but I'll always lock my door from now on. I never thought I would encounter a Karen, but here I am. And the next r/malicious-compliance story is manager tries to micromanage me. I microemployee them. A few years back, I worked in finance for a big brand. My department was the weird one. We would do all sorts of different things from customer complaints to cash collection and accounting. My manager, N+2, was an expert in her field and was very demanding. I was in charge of the biggest portfolio in the team and was quite busy every day. To top it off, every day you were assigned an inbox and were supposed to keep it up to date. 24-hour reply time max. This is where the micromanagement started. Manager would regularly go through the inboxes and ask people through IM to deal with this or that email first as it was urgent. Still don't know how she would decide which emails were more important because it was pretty much always the same queries, but hey. And you had to drop anything and deal with her request immediately. One day though, I get 5 different requests from her in the span of 5 minutes. No problem for me. I take the first one and work my way through them chronologically. Suddenly an IM comes through. "Did you take care of the requests, N4? I replied that I'm not there yet because I'm still on N3. It was like 10 minutes after she sent those requests, and while easy, they still needed investigation. She tells me that I need to do N4 ASAP, and she shouldn't even have to tell me. Basically, I had to read her mind to know which one she wanted handled first. Being no psychic, I decided to do the next best thing. Ask her what she needed me to do first. I would check my inbox for the day, select the most sensitive emails, and ask her which one she needed me to handle first. Did that for a week, and got told to deal with the inboxes I would normally do.